What's the motherfucking deal, man? Welcome to the den. Pardon me. I'm glad that you could join me this evening. I am your host, Ed Honcho, and I hope that all of you are having a wonderful evening, wherever you may be in the world at this point in time. Tonight, we're going to talk about bridging the generation gap, right? And before we get into that, if you're not familiar with the Den is the best conversation on the internet. The reason why the Den is the best conversation on the internet is because of all of you wonderful people who come in and make it such an enjoyable conversation, whether you call in, whether it's in the chat, or, you know, via other methods of contact. I appreciate each and every one of you. And real quick, I want to say, first of all, it's of course, my honor, my privilege, most of all, my pleasure. That's not what I want to say. But what I do want to say is thank you to everyone who reached out via email yesterday. And I appreciate so many of you. I mean, I appreciate, even if you didn't reach out. But just want to say thank you for all of that. And a couple of you a couple of you I know I still got to reply to. So, pardon me. I'm gonna fix this from yesterday. Excuse me, I got all this funky phlegm. So let's get into it, man. Let's have a great show tonight, and I know it will be great. I know that I'm pretty sure there are a lot of things that will be discussed, that must be discussed tonight, and so I appreciate you, whether you're just listening in. And I find it interesting too, because a few folks hit me that just say, hey, sometimes I just listen. I don't always participate in the chat or whatever it may be. And I thank you. And, I guess sometimes you don't see those folks in the chat. And so to those of you who just listen, I just want to say a special thank you to you. You may not always get your name called out whenever doing the early bird list or anything like that. But I do appreciate you, even if you're just listening in, if you're catching it late or whatever it may be. So let's get into it. Like I said, we got plenty to talk about, and let's talk about it. So for early birds tonight, I got John, Just Sarah Coltrane, Only One Lie, Rashida Reed, Ronald Isley, M. Grace, K. Grace, Miss Bell, Sweet Berry, Mr. 17, Jason S. Brenda Williams, and Mr. 335. How are all of you this evening? Jalen Simpson, what's the motherfucking deal? McVice, what's the motherfucking deal? I don't know why every time I think of McVice, I fucking think of Archer for some reason. I have no idea why, but I do, and that's where we are. So, if I missed you again, I didn't diss you, and like I said, let's get into it. Let's talk about some things. The generation gap and where we are. I mean, we can talk about it on multiple levels. We can talk about it from just the connection that, we have. Okay, boomer, we can talk about it from musically. We can talk about entertainment-wise. We can talk about how maybe technology has impacted this. I think there's so many different levels and so many things that have an impact on why there is kind of this lapse in communication. Yes, I owe 10,000 pistachios to quite a few of you, and all of those who I missed yesterday, I will make sure you get your pistachios from yesterday because I forgot to give them out, but I have the entire list right here in front of me, so I'll make sure I get those out. And Empress Yaya, I got you too, I'm sorry, for early bird. So my thing is, I'm 35, and I don't feel like I'm too old. Of course, I don't feel like I'm too young. I feel like I'm in that little middle area, and I feel like I was born into the right. I feel like I was born into the perfect generation. And some will say, "Wow, I wasn't as good as when I was young." But the reason why I say this is because I was in that transitional generation where, well, there's a new transitioning generation now, but the transitional generation from the real world to the virtual world, and where the internet started to get implemented into everything. Yeah, I definitely don't want to do any shirtless bathrooms. I'm gonna talk about something too. We're gonna talk about something. I might save it for a topic later in the week. But I felt like I was right in the mix there, like when things started to change over, the internet started to become embraced. Early adopter, I would say maybe it may have been an early adopter of the internet. And, now it's a part of our lives. There was a generation prior to that they were not as internet savvy. Um, and the generation after me, I mean, they're all internet all the time, right? So I think that has a big part of it because when the internet came through, it opened up so much of the world and it opened up so much connection with other people. I mean, this is why we're here right now in the den because of the magic of the internet. And I think that introduced people to so much. We can talk about Instagram, we can talk about all the social medias and how I think that has an impact on the youth and, opportunities that were given to the youth that may not have been present for us or groups, the generations prior to mine. And so I think the kids look at the world differently. The youth look at the world differently. They could not probably fathom um, landlines and no internet, only being able to watch television at a scheduled time, hoping to catch a rerun whenever that opportunity comes up. Real Bear Blade, I'm fucking up. Brielle Blair L. Bay, what's the motherfucking deal? And so I see what you said, Sweetberry, but I'm not even gonna say it. I'm not even gonna acknowledge it. Yes, dial-up internet. Do you understand? These kids would probably freak out these days if they heard the internet make noise. If they heard the noise to connect to the internet. AB, what's the motherfucking deal? I was about right in that area. Um, Mom want to get on the phone, fucking up the internet and shit. Get off the internet, boy. I need to use the phone. AIM was cool. Yahoo was cool. I got to some shenanigans from those. We're not going to get into that. That's not what we're talking about tonight. We're not talking about the shenanigans that I got into, but um, you know, those things were different then. Now, again, everything is you walk around the internet is entirely around you. Yeah. Oh yeah, we have to definitely do a ASL check in the den. Go ahead and drop your ASL in the den if you know what that's all about. Um, but and then it was like also motherfucker had I don't know how many of y'all had the little round fucking webcam like I don't know. I want to say it looked like an egg or some shit. It was like a little round webcam you plugged in from the USB or whatever. It was a crazy little shit. DVD burners, CD burners. I don't even have a fucking CD drive on my fucking PC. I didn't even install one. No CDs, no DVDs. Like I don't fucking use them at all. You know what I'm saying? So Cartier White, what's the motherfucking deal? And so, like I said, it's different now. The youth or the internet is, I mean, it's completely immersed in their lives. You almost cannot. I had a floppy disk in the digital. I saw a thing the other day, and I was like, wow. I'm gonna talk about it in just a second. But we're completely immersed in the internet, right? Everywhere you go. I mean, it's there, free Wi-Fi. You gotta have Wi-Fi, connect your phones, whatever it is. It's on your phone. You gotta have it. But that's not really the generational gap. But the thing I saw was motherfucker holding a flash drive. Excuse me. Ooh-wee. Miss Juicy Reviews, what's the motherfucking deal? Be for real, what's the motherfucking deal? Professor Trill, what's the motherfucking deal? Freestyle King. But what I'm talking about is the hell like a fucking flash drive, 128 gigs. Thank you, only one lie, and had like looked like a fucking 100 floppy disks in their hand and talking about like 128 megabytes. You know what I'm saying? Um, yeah. I think I might be. I don't know what's going on. I have no idea what's going on. I'm gonna blame Scotty, but so I think that that's always very interesting. Man, you could not put a fucking you couldn't put a single MP3 on them bitches. Um, oh my, half times have changed. Shelley Law, what's the motherfucking deal? Um, so, excuse me, pardon me. But talking about the generational gap, like I say, I think the principles, the philosophies, the understanding, the work ethic, relationships, everything has changed because back in the day, you had to actually get out and meet people. You actually had to talk to people. find significant others, have conversations with people. Now everything's done through the internet, right? God damn it, Trill. Gotta get on my goddamn. Give me a second. God, that's why I hate niggas who drive trucks. Can't stand them. Especially niggas who drive trucks from Port Arthur. They're the worst ones. Can't trust them niggas. Don't like them niggas. They always trying to demand some shit. I guess this would have been way smarter of me to been doing, because this actually fucking connects to right where I'm at. But for some reason, I could be plugging it in right here and have the phone right next to me. So I'm an asshole for that. Excuse me. But, you know, the thing about it is, I had to do that real quick. But the thing about it is, like I say, you know, you actually have to get physical. Yes. Yes. I agree. I'm gonna post this up. Give me just a second. I'm gonna save that and send it to the dilly dally. And that's why I believe, I'm glad you sent that, Trill. That's why I say, you know, my understanding thing. That's why I say I always thank the info, because y'all have definitely made me understand or realize or come to some conclusions in life about things that I was always kind of on the fence on. And, but let me insert that. But like I said, so, you know, you had to get out and work for stuff. There was no digital connection. If you had friends, you know, you had to actually get out and make friends. You had to go outside and play. You had to, you had to do it in the physical. You know, it wasn't any of this online interaction. You didn't have that connection to people. Now, I think the internet is amazing. I think that, you know, this generation and where we are now is amazing because, again, if it wasn't for this, I wouldn't get to chop it up with any of you. I wouldn't know any of you, you know, for the most part. A couple of you I do know. But my thing is, I want to know, in your opinion, you know, when we kind of break it down, I know the youth are going to say something. I know the older folks are probably going to have a view. Were times better back then, minus the internet? Did the internet bring more convenience or more problems? Or, you know, convenience can equal laziness, or was it more efficiency? Before Black was every channel, AOL. You ain't fucking lying, AV. Oh man, there were some things that used to happen on that AOL. Niggas always been crazy on the internet. But like I say, you know, it's like I want to know your thoughts. And again, like I say, you know, the adults now, the grown ups now, they say, oh, these kids are lazy. They ain't worth the fuck. They're full of shit. You know, you say, well, you guys didn't make it easy on us. You know, you didn't take care of shit. Now we're suffering from all of the consequences of your actions. I feel like now the youth today are less respectful. And the reason why I feel this is the case, and again, when I open up the lines, you feel like I'm wrong, you know, definitely challenge my views on this. But because I won't say that the kids are smarter, but they're more knowledgeable. And knowledgeable doesn't mean that you actually know something, but the fact that you kind of have access to the knowledge. You know, where you had to either have experience, you know, actually do your own research, or, you know, get the library, encyclopedia, whatever it may be. Now the youth are more knowledgeable about things because of everything's viral, you know, internet articles, you know, you read a fucking headline and then you think you know what's going on, without as much in-depth research. And so they're more familiar with a lot of things, but maybe not as deep a level of knowledge on certain things, because everything, you know, everything's so much stuff going on, everything's catching your attention. You know, when you were younger, if you're older, in the older generations, you know, you could get into some shit and you would just focus on that shit, and because you didn't have all the excess distractions. There was a point in time when the television went off. You know what I'm saying? Do you guys remember that? What used to happen when the television went off? One, you fucking went to bed because there wasn't shit else to do, unless you know, play video games or something. But the fucking anthem would come on and shit, and fucking, well, that's the end of this programming day, and it's a wrap for you, asshole. You know, we can talk about adult educational entertainment, and yes, I found a way to bring it up and everything. Um, Remember what was it, Spice Channel? If you ain't had that shit, you used to try to see through the little static and shit on the TV. What's going on? Oh my goodness! Now you lie about fucking your age and you're on Pornhub. You ain't got to make an account. You're just on there. Yeah, POF. Let me tell you about that. But again, you know, it is what it is. You know, oh, the little TV on top of the big man. My grandma used to have a fucking huge fucking big monster television in her den in Beaumont, and that bitch never worked as long as I was alive. Never ever saw it work. But that damn little TV on top definitely did. Videotapes, rewinding shit. Like you had to work for all kind of forms of entertainment, cassettes, things of that nature. You know, but again, I'm not knocking the MP3s. I'm not knocking streaming music. All that stuff is amazing. It's convenient. I love it. But does it make you lazier? You know what I'm saying? Don't even worry about it. Only one line. Don't even worry about it. So it's like it's different now. But again, like I said, I don't want to cover all the aspects. I want you to bring your own things. I don't want to step on anything somebody else may say. But I was looking at this, and like I said, we've talked about situations and things and what's going on in my life. And I was watching something, and I think this is what I'm going to do after, you know, everything is said and done, and after, you know, whatever business gets handled, whatever goes on. Like I said, I'm feeling really good. At least y'all got me feeling real good about stuff. So I thank y'all for that. But I was watching this video, guy, you know, multimillionaire, doing very well for himself, and he was talking about focusing. He was just talking about, excuse me. He was talking about focusing and avoiding distractions. And I think, like I say, once I get everything cleared up, like I say, I'm going to have to hit the reset button, change stuff up, probably relocate and do some other things. But I think I'm only going to have a bed, kitchen appliances, and a PC setup. And at least do that for a significant amount of time. That way to avoid all the fucking distractions. Like I've cut everything for the most part off my phone. Like I don't get notifications of messages. So if you message me or something or email me, I don't have any notifications. So if I respond late, I apologize. I just check them randomly throughout the day. Because like I said, I have some goals and plans in 2020, and it's going to require an intense amount of focus for me to have the growth that I need and to do the things that I need. So I'm thinking I'm going to go very minimal, very, very minimal. That way, if you don't give yourself the options to be distracted, you can't get distracted. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm really thinking about, you know, here in the near future or in the future, whatever. 007 was the greatest. I don't care what anybody says. Greatest of all. Thank you, Jess Sarah. And couch co-op is a wrap. Like two-player games, you look on the game, talk about two players, talking about two-player on Xbox Live or some other bullshit. Like, what the fuck is this? But again, fuck it, I've been talking long enough. Let us open up the line. Giving niggas cancer, good grief. Celibacy is the key. And then look, you stay celibate for a while, and you finally do something, you get yamped on your first try. Wouldn't that be a bitch? That would be terrible. Let us get it in. And I'm gonna post this thing that Professor Trio forced me to look at here. And I forgot to. I forgot the other day. John has sent something I meant to post it on the Trump stream, so I'll probably post that. I got to go back and I think re-download it, but I'll post that probably before the end of the stream. I'll try my best to remember. I often forget when I get caught up in shit. Give me a second here. I'll put the number up after I get this open. And let's have some good calls, man. Let's just, you know, whatever's on your mind. How do we bridge this thing though? Because like I said, you know, the youth feel like they're on par with the adults because they feel like they know so much now. The adults still feel like the children are foolish and ignorant, and so there's these negative perceptions of each other. And so how do we fix these things? How do we resolve these issues? And again, we can talk about some of the other stuff. It's more nostalgia, but we can talk about the differences in the generations. So I think that fits in also. ABIG. I know. I don't. I'm telling you, like I don't even. The only reason I'm on the IG is what's the motherfucking deal? Who do we have calling in to the den this evening? Oh, well, look. Well, it would have been almost perfect if I wouldn't have roamed to the first part of your call.
It's all good. It's all good. Okay, so seeing as I'm part of the older generation and there's supposed to be this big gap, do you have any questions for me? Because this is a pretty wide open topic.
Um, I mean, what do you feel was better in the old days compared to now? You know, from you say what you would say is your generation compared to what you would say is now your kids' generation. What do you think is was better then, or what would you say is maybe better now if you were to compare both of them?
Okay, the one thing that I kind of relish is when the lights go out and they don't have any chargers, so we're actually forced to sit and communicate with one another rather than text each other from different rooms.
Definitely.
Let me see. There's a lot of things. I actually don't mind a wood stove. I hated going out and getting the wood in the wintertime, but to know that there was heat and we didn't have to rely on power, yeah, I'm that old. But I also grew up in the country. So modern technology is good, but it has its drawbacks. When the power goes out, everything goes out because it's all attached. And we've made everything so convenient. If you lose your cell phone, you're kind of almost losing 3/4 of your life. With directories with phone numbers and addresses and emails, and they're like mini offices on a mobile unit.
Correct.
So I think that, to be honest with you, I like unplugging more often than not. I still have one flip phone.
That was the best.
And I also have a smartphone because I have to have one in the future and one in the past for being old, I'd have to say the one thing I feel for the kids is they're pushed to know more and more in less amount of time. And they don't seem to have that work ethic that we were brought up with. And I'm not saying all, because I know that there are a lot of kids that have great work ethics. I'm just saying that there's so many more conveniences that some of those lessons by doing it have been taken away. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree.
I think that there's way too much shock value sexuality. And I'm not approved by any matter of means. I'm just saying that it takes away from the depth of stories. And it sensationalizes it more than it... Because people tend to become, what's the word? There's a specific word, like not deadened, but just...
You kind of numb to it. I kind of get where you're going with that. I'm not sure the specific word you were looking for.
It's kind of like after you've seen combat, you have this... The shock value's gone out of it, but there's another specific word for it.
Oh, desensitized.
Thank you. That's perfect. That's exactly what it is. Desensitized. Thank you. Desensitized. And when you over-sexualize everything, there's a lot that gets lost in what the message should have been. But it also sugarcoats stuff that's really just on the surface, too. I don't know what to tell the next generation other than just make sure you keep your credit good. That's one of the things that my generation, we didn't think too much about, and now we're paying heavy dues with that, with the credit cards and the this and that. Okay, credit cards were way they were never given out like candy like they are now. That's one of the things that we were just talking about and had conversation about. Credit cards are so freely, easily given these days. But to maintain credit, that's a whole school adventure. So I don't know. I'm just kind of going with what's on the moment at this point. You got anything else for me?
No, I mean nothing I can necessarily think of off the head. No.
Oh, I want to tell Kay Grace that it's called Nobledon for the Napoleon ice cream.
What?
When you pronounce it in French, it's Napoleon. When you pronounce it in Italian, it's Nobledon. It's the
brown,
it's
white,
the ice cream.
pink shit.
Huh?
The brown, white, and pink shit.
Yeah, the peach. The pink is actually cherry ice cream. The green is actually pistachio, and the white is supposed to be lemon. And they're supposed to mean something in Italy, but I don't remember what it was all about. But we were just talking about that. By the way, the live chat is definitely ADD. We can have 8 different conversations going on on the live chat.
I agree, and it's probably Shannon having 7 of them by herself. Yeah, definitely.
That's kind of mean.
No, I love Shannon. She's just, I got to get on Shannon's ass after she's been spamming the group with a bunch of Kansas City bullshit. So she eats shitty barbecue, but it's all good.
So you're putting her on point a little bit, huh?
Yeah, I got to have a little bit of revenge.
It's all good. All right, well, that's my, that's it for me. Oh, this year I'm going to be working on getting my Italian down.
Okay.
John and I were talking about that. That's my goal for this year, is to get my Italian down pat.
Okay. That sounds like what's up. Because you did say you wanted to take a trip, right?
Yeah, in the next 2 years, I need to do Europe for doing genealogy.
Okay.
As a genealogist, it's part of my step to become certified as a genealogist.
Okay. Well, that sounds pretty cool, man.
I hope so. All right, that's it for me for tonight, and I can't wait to hear everybody else's calls.
All right. Well, thank you, Ms. Bell. I appreciate you calling in. The bell is rung and class is in session, so thank you for getting this jumped off tonight.
All right, you're most welcome. All right, good night.
Good night. Sweetberry, if you don't stop pistachio watching, John only got 10,000 to buy. Wasn't even on you pistachio pocket watching. I can't believe. What's the motherfucking deal? Who do we have calling into the den this evening?
Hello, my Honcho. How are you, dear?
Doing well. How are you doing this evening, Miss Grace?
Hello, my Honcho. How are you, okay, let me turn this volume. Oh, I just heard my voice. Horrible. I sound like an old hag. Okay, Belle, it's Neapolitan. People keep calling that Napoleon ice cream. It's Neapolitan of Naples. But people always say Napoleon ice cream. I said it's Neapolitan. This is the old bag, Colin, who still has a TV with a VHS built into it. Bam!
Okay.
Every time my son comes home, he says, Mommy, I want to get you another TV. He calls me up from California. I want you to have another TV. I don't want another TV. Give me the money, and I'll go on another vacation. You know what I mean? It's just me up in my room watching TV, and guess what? I don't care that the people are red and green. They look like Christmas colors. It's all good to me. I can go downstairs and watch the big flat screen TV, the plasma TV, but I like this one. Plus, whenever I went on vacation, I used to use my movie camera back then, and then I would transfer that onto VHSs. You mean so I can take myself back on vacations and swimming in giant wells and in Africa and ziplining and all of those things. You mean so I like it. So I told leave it alone. Don't buy me. I had a guy he used to always send me packages in the mail, and one time he sent a big flat screen TV because he liked the surround sound, but it had the big back to it. And I was so mad because I liked my floor model television that had the invisible wheels, and it was cherry wood furniture. I was happy with that because that guy thought he was going to sit here and watch football on a surround sound TV. I told him, if the UPS guy comes again with another box. You mean I'm going to put you and the UPS man in a box. I didn't like it because I know. Listen, girls, the tricks guys play. They want to get you those little rotisserie things so you can make them chicken. And he sent over a homemade yogurt maker. I make my own things and cook my own things, and I'll tell you what I want. But don't get it from me just because you want it.
So you're trying to be slick with you.
Oh yeah, they try to be slick. I know those games. I'm not. I'm nice, but I'm nobody's fool. I am the woman that also still uses a club on her car in addition to the alarm.
Wow, I have not heard about the club in decades.
Hey, check this out. It keeps your car safe and it doubles as a weapon. Boom, bam, hello.
That's true, though.
Think about it. Yeah, and my son, oh, come on, that's so embarrassing. So what? I've had 2 cars stolen, and it's such an inconvenience. You mean, so I put the club on, so they go right up. Of course they can take it because you can saw the steering wheel, but they don't want to take that additional time. So I have a club. I won't use an automatic car starter. One time my son got me one of those, and I went right back and took it back to Best Buy or whatever and got the money back and did something else with it because I can get up in the morning or whenever, and even if it's cold, that's a challenge for me to shovel my way out of the house, clean off the car and things like that, and get in and drive away. I don't want to get in the habit of having automatic car starters and everything's all taken care of for me. I want the exercise. I want to be able to be flexible and things like that. I never use my cruise control. Bam! I'm working my fine motor muscles in my legs. Boom! I never use heated seats because I said it makes my butt itch. I never do that. Yeah, and I never use my Bluetooth. Honcho, I have my little aux cord that my granddaughter taught me about, and I plug that in. I don't use any of that stuff, not the TVs in the van, not nothing. But when I die, my kids have the van. And another thing, I heard when I talked about credit yesterday, and people said, oh, yeah, but interest. Excuse me, if you have good credit, I pay little to no interest on anything. The credit cards that I don't use, they want me to use them, so they offer me balance transfers of 0% for 12 months and for 15 months. And now the new thing that they're doing with me, okay, before you pay like a 3% or 5%, usually I paid only 3% for balance transfer. Now if I do it within 60 days, balance transfer is free plus 0% interest, so I use their money for a year and a half, and I don't pay anything. Anything I get, if they give me a year to pay it off, I take that amount, I divide it by 10, not 12, by 10, and I pay it off ahead of time. Boom. You're welcome, everybody.
Okay, see, Miss Gray with the finance tips.
Yeah, really, it's real. And then these new phones and things. I finally got another phone. I don't get rid of my phone until it starts to break, so I just got that OnePlus 7T because I told them I only want a phone with more gigabytes, so I'll take pictures. And it has a good camera. That's all I want. I don't need all those other things. So you've been hearing me for the last couple of weeks. I'm still working these phones. I'm still working. Today I'm still trying to transfer because I've never traded in a phone yet because I'm afraid I might need it. This is going to be the first time, and I'm so nervous about it. You know what I mean? Because I have like 5 phones here. So I'm going to go to the mall. That's my thing. And put it in that little vending machine in Rhode Island. And I don't care if I get $10, $20 for phones because now some of the other ones are old. They can get something. But I'm going to turn it in. But the Internet, the best thing about the Internet for me is finding the den. That's one of the best things. And it people are losing the personal touch with this. I know we were talking about in the chat a couple of weeks back about this Internet dating. And I said, I've never used it, and I don't want to. How many times have you heard me, Honcho, say that I want to hang on to my cave lady gangster? I don't want to step into all of this. I don't need to. You mean? I was afraid when I first started with the den. Remember, I couldn't understand, and I sent you a message, and I said, how come my name's popping up? And You're typing, you're talking to me, but your hands aren't moving. And you flipped your hands back and forth. You know that was wrong, Honcho. You further confused my old ass. I didn't know what the hell was going to. And you know, I asked you about Heidi. I wanted to know if she was a real person because I looked up the internet and I learned about this thing called bots. You mean? And you said, I don't know what she is. So whenever I would text or call and shout out people, I was afraid to say anything to Heidi because I said she's a machine, and I felt really weird about saying hello to a machine. But now I think she's a real person.
Yeah,
right?
I'm still in the gray
Come
area.
on, don't do that.
When it comes to Heidi, I'm still in the gray now. Heidi's a real person. Heidi's a very interesting character, and it's been a running thing. Some people don't think Heidi's real. Some people think Heidi is a 40-year-old man in Iowa named Harold. But no, Heidi's legit. Heidi's definitely.
My
legit.
daughter said she thinks Heidi's a big black man.
Yeah, Heidi's my cousin, Harry, and he works from another laptop. No, Heidi's certified in my book. So
Okay.
as odd as she may be.
Know. I didn't know, and I'm going to say this because I don't maybe want to. Some of there's a couple of the young girls that I talk to when the den's not on. What do you call that thing? Is that DM? That instant message thing? Is that DM?
Okay,
yeah. We talk back and forth like that, and they're really sweet. Miss Grace, how you doing, Miss Grace? And then one of the OGs got in touch with me because I won't say which one. If she wants to say her name, that's her business. But she wanted to know how to donate to you. This was a couple of weeks ago. I mean, she was all messed up. She didn't know how to press the buttons. She didn't know how to do this. Somebody had to help her. So she was asking me the same kind of questions. What is this with these moderator things? I said, I just learned about that moderator stuff. I said, okay, they got this one, they got this one, this one. They have different roles. And I wonder if they can see what we're typing before we even finish, or if we misspell something and correct it. I don't know. You know what I mean? We really, you young people, and when I go into stores and things, I tell them, go slower for us older people because our brains don't work this way. You know, we're contact people. You mean these young people today are not good at reading cues, the personal touch. They don't have the ability to know how to read people's eyes or shifts or breathing or movement. They're like socially retarded that way, seriously, and not being funny. They are. You know, if somebody keeps doing something and you give a cue, you mean they don't even know how to stop. And it's like, didn't you just see me just give you a look at you? They don't know how to do that. You know, they're like socially retarded. These kids today don't even know how to say please and thank you. It's a given, not just that their parents didn't teach it to them. It's just they move right along. They have difficulty with spelling. You know what I mean? I tell them that at night, televisions used to go off, and if you got up in the middle of the night, you mean there would be lines there, that boop, that sound. You mean we had no drive-throughs at all. You know, people ask me, what did you do? I said, there were no drive-throughs in banks or anything. We had to get out the car and go inside. And stores were closed every Sunday. Kids asked me, young people, what did you do? I said, you made sure you got everything done on Saturday. We were much more efficient with it. To be honest with you. So I personally, I like a lot of the old-fashioned ways. And the other thing about credit, at one time, you could mess up your credit and run away from the man and don't pay the bill, and people would move to another state, and they start all over again with golden credit because they couldn't find you. Now, they catch you, it follows you. If you have bad credit or good credit, it follows you wherever you go. It wasn't that way when we were coming up. These young people seem to lack self-discipline. You know, sometimes they don't want to try as hard. They think mediocre is good. And not saying all, I don't want anybody to get in here, I try hard and I do this. If it doesn't apply, let it fly. That's what I learned from the den. And these are the issues with it. And it's really strange, you mean, and I'm still learning. You mean, and I still, you know, I don't know how these people walk down the street on cell phones and they're holding it and they're typing with their thumbs and things. I still have to hold it in one hand and then my pointy finger, and then I'm sitting there doing it that fast like that. Way I do it, you know. But it gets a little bit confusing to us, you know. But we're learning. But this new young generation, And the other thing is, I'm going to say this new generation, they're rude as fuck.
Yes.
Okay? My OG and I, the other one, we were talking something about, like, what is that? You mean now I've gotten kind of used to it, some of it in the den, because they can be that way and then bounce right back again. And that bullying and all that other stuff, it's like, what the heck what is wrong with them? They're like a bunch of bad kids. At Honcho, if you go off anywhere, let Coat Red take over the den, and he could be in charge. We're going to be fighting as soon as we're going to wait till Honcho comes back. He's going to freaking outcast Rashida right away. This one's going to be fighting with that one. It's going to be a mess. Don't you go anywhere. No, really. And that's what I told the other person. I said, aren't they? They're like a bunch of bad kids. Not the older, like a bunch of bad kids. You know, it's like, oh my God, you just couldn't do things like this here. But, you know, you get used to it, and they're adorable, and it's good, and they bounce back. You know, but, you know, I guess they handle it. But those are the things that I wanted to say. Now I know they're talking about me like a dog because I don't look at the chat at the same time. Okay, I'm looking now. See if I have to address anyone. Only one line. Mind your goddamn business how I got a million pistachios. Make some goddamn donations and you'll get some too. You know what I mean? Let me tell you something else, only one lie. You know what I mean? Not only, like I said, do I donate at the front end, I donate even more at the back end. Boom. Okay? That's how you do it OG style. You know, these damn young people, they want everything and don't want it. Please, don't even start with me. Okay? Who else? John, you want some too? Where you at? I'm looking on here. Who else? I'm looking. Okay, everybody else is cool. Okay. Okay, Honcho. I'm going to... Who else? I'm looking. My Coat Red, okay, is being nice. Okay, what's John saying? Okay, I'm going to let somebody else call in.
All right, Miss Grace. That's why I love Miss Grace so much.
I love you, and I love those den brats. That's what they are, brats. Oh, my daughter flipped out over. She cracked up laughing, telling me about Ashley's call. So what's going on?
Well,
You have any confessions? Not really, but I almost robbed a cab once. Like, what?
oh man.
Yeah, you all are hot messes,
Yeah.
but it's interesting.
Yeah, yesterday they gave me all kind of let's see, I think I had cancer, I had AIDS, I had Ebola. They gave me all the chronic disease. I mean, all kind of stuff was going on in the den yesterday. It was pretty entertaining. Like I say, even in serious times, the den folk always find a way to make things very, very entertaining.
Yeah, I cracked up laughing looking at all of that. I sure did. But okay, Honcho, I'm going to let you talk to somebody else because I try not to take up too much of the time.
Okay, well, I appreciate you calling in, Miss Grace, and thank you for sharing your thought. And I agree with a lot of what you said. I mean, things kind of changed a little bit, I think, in my generation, but I do agree that, you know, I think it was much more efficient back then. Now everything is open for everybody all the time, and people don't know when to disconnect.
Yeah, it's bad. And my kids never had games coming up. We never had those games and things when they were coming up. You mean, and still around here, my granddaughter comes, there's no games and things. I'm sure she can play some games on the telephone. But, you know, there's a lot of, like, what do you call them, parento and locks and things that my daughter does on her phone. You know, I mean, sometimes we roll up on her just to sneak and see, because that's what you said. You got to be a random checker. You can't let a kid know that you're going to come every Friday to check, every Saturday, because they're going to get ready for that. I was that type of kid. You know what I mean? So when the kids try to play tricks on me, I was a bad kid. My older sister was in and out of reform school. My mother didn't realize she was putting the wrong kid in reform school because I was the one that was doing shit. And you know all the shit I did. And you only know like 1/8 of what I've done. You know, but really, you sit up there and you get ready for it.
Oh,
you know, so my mother came back and I had my shit in order. So she thought. But no, she knew I was good. I'd get it together. She knew I was that one. But okay, I'm gonna get off of here. Last time.
All right.
Okay.
Well, thank you for calling, Miss Grace. Good night. Yeah, absolutely. You can't schedule the check-ins. You gotta definitely be random. Keep them on their toes. Shock them. You know you're doing it right when they jump when you pull up on them. What's the motherfucking deal? Who do we have calling into the den this evening?
Hey, how are you doing?
Miss Dream Barbie, how are you this evening?
So silly. I'm doing good. We have a sailor now.
Okay, excellent, excellent. How was the visit with Mr. Trey?
Oh, it was, I don't like Chicago. That is the craziest place. I kept thinking, is the sun ever going to come up? You know, because like, we drove like all night, because like, we drove going there and coming back and stuff. And like, we left at midnight, and by 8 o'clock in the morning, it was still no sunlight anywhere. And I'm like, oh my God. So anyway, yeah, it is not a whole lot. It's just so different than Alabama, you know, as far as like the snow and the little stuff, you know, stuff like that. But yeah, it was great. I mean, um, a lot of good things, you know. They're stricter than me.
Hmm.
I mean, he has to be in, but I know it. He has to be in by 12. You know, he's 20. He had a birthday since he was there. He has to be in by 12. He can't drink, smoke, or do really anything fun, it looks like. And then, like, right now, they have him, like, on strict everything. Like, he can't go anywhere by himself. He has to have two of the other little people with him. Like, what do you call the little... I mean, he's like a Navy sailor now, but they have to, like, earn the rights to wear, like, regular clothes and blah, 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 blah. But anyway, what I called you for was I wanted to tell you that, one of the things that I was listening to last night, and I was listening to the thing last night, and I had to commend you for saying that you really kind of, what was that guy, whatever his name is.
Man up.
Yeah, I think so. I didn't mean to not remember his name, but anyway, he was saying something, but I think you were on a totally different area of the of the thing. Like, I think you were talking about how, you know, yours was a little bit different, and you were kind of taking responsibility for whatever was going on with you or whatever. And that was
Okay.
something.
No, I think you were talking about Mr. excuse me, Mr. JD. He was calling in. Okay, Man Up called in. I think late. I can't remember if Man Up called before or after, but I think that was Mr. Harris who had called in.
Yeah, I'm not really sure. I just know Professor Trill broke them all down, and you know, he broke down all the phone calls and everything. And then of course he couldn't say anything about Miss Grace because she has the most greatest phone calls ever in the whole world. But she's just so sweet, and I love her rapping. I mean, you know, that's so cool. But anyway, what I was gonna tell you, if you were doing like, you were talking about generational gap. I'm trying to get my dad to learn how to text and stuff because he won't even text or like Facebook or anything. So I'm trying to get him to do that so he can communicate with my niece and my son better because my niece lives like 2 hours away, and of course my son right now for quite a while is going to be, you know, all over the country, wherever, you know, maybe out of the country, whatever. So he definitely needs to learn how to do stuff like that, you know. And my mother, she knew how, but and then so anyway, that's that on the generation thing. I just think that I guess we just have to meet each other halfway. I don't know. What I want to do this year is learn how to cope better with the death of my mom because I'm still having a lot of trouble with that. I'm not working currently because every time I go in there right now, and this is a really, really, really bad thing, and it's sort of like a confession too because it's a shame for me to be able to, it feels very shameful for me to be able to say that I'm having a hard time because when I go in there right now and I see some of the patients and I deal with like a lot of older patients, I feel like because I stood there and I watched my mom take her last breath and I gave her medications and things like that, you know, I was having a really hard time. Like I just couldn't, I don't know right now. I just couldn't be a nurse right this second. I kind of had to stop for a minute and regroup and think like what, you know, why am I like backing off from things I normally would, and, you know, that I would go all in for it. I mean, don't get me wrong, I wasn't neglecting my patients or anything like that. It's just that I wasn't giving it all that I had, so I had to, like, back away from that. So this year I really want to work on learning how to deal with that better and getting it in the right priority that it should be in, and that's really hard. I mean, to be honest, I'm having a really, really tough time with that. I mean, Lord have mercy. I mean, it just doesn't feel real. It feels so weird to me, And maybe everybody has a hard time with certain things or whatever. That just seems to be one of the things that, man, I always knew that losing my mama or losing my kid would be like the hardest things ever, And then, like, my mama, she died, and then my son now is, like, gone. So it feels like I'm like somebody totally that I don't even know who I am right now, because I don't have a kid here. It's a mama, which, I mean, I know he's, like, just turned 20, so he wouldn't be needing that anyway, even if he was home. He needs to, like, be doing what he's doing, living his life and stuff, and trying to get out there and, make his own life and stuff like that. But, yeah, it's a whole bunch of different new things I got to learn about. And I really want you to think about this. You are a really, really, really super, super good person. And I know that all those people in there were telling you that, and I'm going to tell you that because I know I can read people really well. And I know that Heidi and prepaid, I really think what's going on, I'm just going to take prepaid out of the picture. I really think what's going on is I really think Heidi has a crush on Brandon, 355, whatever, 555, whatever. I think that's what it is, because it's like, she finishes his words before he even gets them out, But anyway, I had to add a joke in there. But no, you're a really good person. So you got to look at it like this. Whatever is happening with you, whatever things are going on, you're going to get through it. You've got so many people who love and care about you and support you, and we know that you're going to do good. We're going to be here to help, and try to do everything we can. You've helped so many people. And you've been here for so many people, so why even act like you were even ashamed last night to say there was something wrong? I knew there had been something wrong. I could tell by the way that you were kind of acting, but don't be that way. Just know that we all do things, and we all have things that we have to get straightened out, So when you go on your hiatus or whatever it was that Professor Trill was calling it there, I mean, keep up with us, and you have friends. I mean, you could call it the naked. I was just thinking, we could have the naked den from the pen. I mean, that would be.
That might be illegal. That's terrible.
But no, really. I mean, I know I was talking to him, but no, really. I was just. It's not even going to get that far. I mean, it's not even going to get that far, But I mean. The things that really, you are such a good person, and there are so many great things to come for you. I mean, Miss Rashida was talking, and I mean, you're to be so humble, and you're just a really good person, Honcho. And this came about at a time when I needed it, and I don't think that I found it by mistake, And of course, that's just me believing that, I mean, my way of believing things. Everybody has the way of believing things, and I think that, I don't care. I mean, I've learned that everybody's weird. Like you said, Shannon talks to herself, and I just blab about all kinds of different things, and we're in talking circles and all that, but you know what? At the end of the day, it's okay, because that's what makes the den so great. Like you said, everybody is different and whatever, and however, and but you got to hurry up and get back, because he's going to say that's it, and it is what it is, and that's tough, So whoever that you got to go talk to about your problems, You say, whenever they tell you what's going on, we'll say, yeah, I just say, well, that's it. All right, well, I guess it is what it is, and I got to do it, but that's tough.
I'm hoping I don't have to say any of those things, but if I got to,
Yeah.
it is what it is. So,
You're right. But you know what? It's good. At the end of the day, it's all going to be okay, and it's going to be a lesson learned, and I mean, it'll be whatever it's going to be from it, and I mean, all this crap that's happening to all of us in life. I mean, I'm so sure there are so many things. Even like Miss Grace was saying, they're running like 4 cities away from the police. I mean, I would have never thought that. That's so funny. I mean, just thinking she thought she's driving 40, thinking they're just gonna leave her alone. So cute. I mean, somehow you're gonna get through it, and you have a lot of support, and you're a really good person. You have so much love to give, and I mean, I just can't say enough that don't stop doing what you're doing. Once you get past this, just the sky's the limit.
Yes, ma'am. I feel the same way, and I appreciate you sharing that. I really do.
You're welcome, and thank you so much. And I'll talk to you later.
All right, Miss Misty. I appreciate your call. You have a good evening. And I do want to say thank y'all for that because, like I said, a lot of y'all reached out, man. I do appreciate the support because I'm often in my head a lot, and it may not seem like it because in the den I do so much talking in soft sports, whatever it is, I do a lot of talking here. But honestly, when I'm not, online, I don't really talk a whole lot. And so like I said, I'm usually to myself. I'm usually operating to myself. I'm usually thinking one deep, like, having to take on the world, one deep or whatever it's just the situation and things I have going on one deep. And like I said, after chopping up with y'all last night and just discussing those things, man, I really appreciate, again, like I said, everybody who reached out. And because, like I say, man, I felt a little disingenuous, and that bothers me. So, like I said, I just had to be frank with you guys and just kind of, spill my guts a little bit. But like I say, I still appreciate all the support. I appreciate, all the love and all the chronic illnesses that you guys gave me. So I thank you for that. But no, it's all good. It's all good. Y'all on this text messaging. What are you sending me, DeMarkey? I don't want to see this. I don't want to see anything DeMarkey sent me. I don't want nothing to do with it. No, I'm not having any kids. No, I had to let them know that got a little, well, I'm letting everybody know that I have a little legal situation I have to deal with that I'm going to be taken care of here soon. So there may be a lapse in the den, depending on the outcome of things and how everything plays out. I guarantee I know one thing, though, Prepaid. The church was definitely better than the Texans game. No, I'm not having any kids. I'm not having any little honchos as of now. So I'm pretty sure of that. So that's a bet. We'll do. Yeah, y'all had me just doing all kind of stuff. Man, for Tita want to catch a square, babe. Look, we can make it shake, babe. Look, see, we need to get them Rockets right too. Slide out to Mexico for that. That might be a worse situation. Now, if I was Hispanic, I could probably pull it off. But yeah, I slide out to Mexico. The other situation is coming back. Slide out to Mexico, it might not be no coming back. If you're on the line or anything, you may have to hang up and call back because I don't see if any calls are showing up or anything like that. If you are calling in, so let me know, or you can call back in with that. Um, yes, I stole Tupac's line. You might have to hang, like I said, you might have to hang up and call back if you're on hold. Because like I said, I don't see any calls coming in. I'm not putting that video up to Marky. I don't even know it's on the video. I have to watch it first. So, but you know, I go to Jamaica. What part of Jamaica? The part near the beach. Um, Dominican. Think I could get away with that? I don't know. Um, I don't know, DeMarc. You're untrustworthy. You're a crow. You know, you might be trying to undermine the den, for all I know. But like I said, you know, it's just what it is. Hey, flight. Talking about flight. Man, stop the nonsense. The flight reacts, dude. Flight reacts. I used to see some of his videos back in the day, and I was just like, how is this a thing? And I almost tried to do that shit, but I was just like, I can't get into that shit. I can't get into the flight reacts thing, the reactions thing. The reactions are just weird to me. Like, how do reactions get popular? Like, don't people react their own way? Like, I tried to do like 3 videos on the little reacts thing. I was just like, I can't do that shit. Cause it's not honestly, it's not like, yeah, I'm a YouTuber. It is what it is. But it's not about being a YouTuber. They're like bigger goals for everything. Like even with soft sports, like YouTube is the platform to get it to where I want it to be, to turn it into something greater, right? Um, the Den, I definitely have an idea of what I would like to do with the Den to make it greater than what it is. But as far as just me saying, I just want to do anything just to be on YouTube, I don't think that's necessarily the case. Um, the Den started off as one thing when it was the Kush Den, and then it's turned into a, now I'm getting deployed, terrible. Uh, so, you know, it's like I don't know, some of that stuff I can't get into. Like when you do the trendy shit, when it fades out, like you're chasing trends, and that's not what I'm gonna do. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna give you genuine. I'm gonna be who I am. I'm gonna be, you know, me. Like 'cause when you're chasing these trends, you're not real. You know what I'm saying? And that man, oh man, I'm telling y'all, then the man on the street dens, I'm telling y'all, man, it's gonna be the livest shit. The livest shit. And see, this is part of why I gotta make sure everything's on the up and up. Somebody might get mad. You might have to, you know, might get into a tussle or something. So you gotta be prepared for everything. Nah, I don't think it's gonna be all that. No, but I think that would be cool. Like I said, just to get out there, really interact, and catch like real people, and then definitely do a lot of very questionable editing. I don't know. Did you hang up and you call back? Is it not working at all? Like, because I don't see any calls or anything. Because I knew I was having some text issues with my with the line yesterday, and then let's see what motherfucking window. So it got fixed today, but now it might be tripping again. Let me see. I did get that text from a particular individual. Let me see what's going on. I'll log out and log back in if y'all are having some issues. Oh, but I could take this off too. So that's part of it. Because if you are calling, I don't see why it isn't operating. But like I say, man, everything been everything. I feel really good. And like I said, I appreciate everybody who reached out. Very, very interesting stuff there. Let me see if it's working. But yeah, like I said, we were talking about, and I saw Lamont earlier when he was saying something when I was on the line, but he's saying that everybody should stay in their lane. I agree with that. Like I think you get that a lot too. You don't notice that a lot of the the older crowd now tries to be younger. The younger crowd doesn't try to be old. They don't want nothing to do with being older. They think all that shit is terrible. Yeah, it's fucking acting up. I see what it's causing some shit. Let me let's do this. Let's log out. Let's I have to log all the way out. Let's see if this will work. But yeah, like I say, and again, like I said, because we were talking about, dating apps and pictures and things like that, and you see people trying to do stuff like the young motherfuckers are doing. But I mean, I think that's even before then. I think that's just as you're getting older, doing things different. With the Fat Albert, what is he trying to do? Okay, try to call it. First, let me do this. All right. I see your missed calls now. Earlier wasn't showing. All right, you can try again now. If you're on hold or if you are waiting on the call, try calling back now. Hopefully it should cooperate. All right, there we go. All right. All right. It better not be broken. Shit. Okay, here we go. What's the motherfucking deal? Who do we have calling into the den this evening?
Ashley.
Hello, Ashley. How are you this evening?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good. You rob any Uber drivers lately?
No.
Okay, what's on your mind this evening?
Well, I was just gonna talk about like old people and just how they're different than young people.
Okay. So, in what ways do you see that the old are different from the young?
Well, I think that older people were taught like politeness more. Like now, I think it's that I don't know if parents have gotten younger because people used to have kids young back then too, but I don't know. Like maybe people are just more common, like as a whole. It seems like, and it seems like older people are just like I don't like into like doing the right thing, and nowadays people are just like I don't give a fuck. I'll say this if I want to. I don't know if that makes sense, but
No, I get where you're going. Yeah, because we have this generation of promoting these people who give no fucks. You have the certain celebrities and things. Well, I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna say what I want to. Or you have the shit on TV and people who act crazy and do ridiculous stuff. They get promoted. People like to see people doing things out of the norm, and then people start emulating that because once somebody does something, it's like it gives other people permission to do the same thing. So, I feel. So
that's so true. People are just so weird nowadays. Or they're openly weird now, which is, different.
yeah. It's funny that you talk about the politeness because I was speaking to someone today, and I always use ma'am and sir. I mean, it's just ingrained in me whenever I don't have any intentions of doing it. Like, even if I'm talking to a child or an adult, somebody older than me, younger than me, whatever it is, I just have, I was always yes ma'am, yes sir, no ma'am, no sir. It's a habit. I mean, I don't think it's a bad habit. People always feel weird about it. Like, hey, why do you say that? Or why do you, this, that, and the third? And somebody was telling me that today. Like, why do you say that? Well, that's just how I was raised. I mean, and I kind of like it personally. Like I said, I'm all about trying to be as respectful as I can be to people. And like I say, so if you, get sideways or crooked or you deliberately choose to be rude for whatever reason, then, well, we deal with it as it goes. But, it won't be me to be the one that's, being disrespectful. Usually. But I definitely think this young generation is strayed away from that.
Right, and even like back then, I wasn't even allowed to how kids these days they call adults by their names. Like my mom would probably slap the shit out of me, when I was a kid growing up. you know, like, I would never, ever be able to do that. Even if the adult was like, oh, okay, you can call me by my first name. My mom, no. And, you know, it was a lot. It was like that for, like, a lot of people that I was raised around. So, I don't know. It just seems like people they're just changing, I guess.
But do you think it's changing for the better or changing for the worst?
For the worse, definitely.
Okay.
Hmm.
Okay. So do you think it'll ever turn around, or do you think we're just kind of stuck on this path that we're headed down?
No, I don't think there would even be a way to turn around. There's even even like back then, or I keep saying back then, but like older people, like people older than I'd guess 50. You know, like they're so private and they're so like, you know, like they want their privacy. They're so used to their privacy, and you know, like they like to protect it. But like nowadays, like people give up all types of information about anything. I feel like I don't know. It's just different, and plus it's really convenient. But I don't know. Like even taking my fingerprint from my phone. Like I'm older, so I'm like, oh shit, I don't want to give you people any extra info. But now it's just like, geez, it's so convenient to do that.
Yeah, I was definitely like that. Now I fucking unlock that bitch with my fucking phone, little biometric. Now I won't do the eyes and all that shit. I use the old finger because I'm shit. My fingerprints are somewhere anyway. So yeah, but definitely I get tired of fucking hitting the fucking passcode in. So I just fucking tap it with the little finger, and it's definitely real convenient.
It's super convenient. But you don't want to do that.
Mm.
I don't know.
But I mean, is you know, doesn't convenience come with a risk though? I mean, with everything you do to make it easier, it also makes it, you know, easier for others to either get some kind of information about you, or it deteriorates you in some way. So, you know, if we can never do everything from the phone, and we don't have to get up, you don't have to go anywhere to do anything, everything is brought to you, you know, it's less exercise energy, or, you know, of your own functions that you're using. So you're losing a little bit of that. Or like I say, with the Google everything, I think that people have, I won't say less brain function, but they don't have to think as hard. So again, it's not like you go out and learn something and know something. Let me Google this real quick. And it makes people think that they're smarter than they really are because they have access to Google. You know, your phone is smart, or the internet has the information, but half the people look up the wrong shit anyway. They don't even read what they're fucking seeing. But, and that's what I was saying earlier about, I think it makes people feel like they're more knowledgeable, but when in reality, they just have access to more knowledge, but they're not necessarily more knowledgeable. Do you think that is a reason why some of the kids nowadays kind of feel like they're on par with adults or older people?
I'm sorry, what was that?
I said, do you think the fact that the youth feel like they're more knowledgeable, or that they feel like they know more, do you think that is part of the reason why they may be less respectful of older people? Because back when we were young, you either had to ask somebody older than you, or who had experience or knowledge or something, or you had to go look it up for yourself. Now the kids feel like they know it all because they can just talk to it. They don't even want to text the shit no more. They talk to Google. What the fuck is going on? And well, here's what's happening. You know, and do you think that has to play into it with why kids act the way they do, or the youth acts the way they do now?
I mean, I think it has somewhat to do with it, but like even numbers, like I used to know like a lot of phone numbers, but now I don't have to do that. You know, like I just think it dumbs you down in some ways. Technology.
I agree. You become more reliant on it, and that's kind of a bad thing, because if the whole grid goes out, then you're fucked.
Seriously. Yeah. And even directions, like I would not be able to get around without like I don't know how to use a damn compass. Do you?
Your compass, yeah, you use a compass.
You know how to use one? I mean, like I know the premise, but I wouldn't be able to find anything. Like I just don't feel like I would know how to.
Well, you're gonna need a compass and a map, and you'll be all good.
Like old school technology. fucking code this in a map. No.
Yeah, yeah. Fucking map.
It's way easier to Google.
Fucking outdated ass map. Fucking don't even, don't even got the new
Right,
freeways on their
doesn't
bitch.
have-
Motherfuckers still driving on some 1976 maps and shit.
Oh my god.
Oh man, I remember the last time I fucking used a map to go somewhere. It was almost a problem.
Where did you go?
I was, a matter of fact, I was actually following somebody. They were using the map, and we were going to. That's when we were going to fucking for South Dakota, and we used this map, and then something happened, and like one of the freeways was fucking closed, and where we were supposed to go, and so my goofy ass, right? So we're going there for a job, and this is back when I was definitely still partaking. And I had brought me a little travel bag, even though I had to get there and fucking take a piss test. I went there on a whole risk. It worked out, but some other things happened, so I ended up kind of leaving a little sooner than planned. But so I had my little travel bag and had me some Red Line energy drink, and so I think I just finished smoking. And where were we? Were we in Oklahoma, or I forgot where we were. But the fucking freeway was closed, so. Like, it looked like these fucking cops just, like, raided this hotel or something. They were just kind of standing around. And so we were 2 cars deep. It was the car we were following, and then it was us. It was me and my partner in my car. And I'm like, man, fuck this. Let's go ask the cops where the fuck to go. I mean, the public service, they're supposed to help out. They're like, don't do it. No, don't go do it. And, because other people, they had some, they'd had their run-ins. I mean, we were all going for a job, but, they just didn't have the most favorable opinion of it. I'm like, man, fuck that. We got to get somewhere, and we got to get there at a certain time, so I'm going to go ask him. So I walk up to him and ask him, where the fuck to go. And, he just gave me the direction. It wasn't like no big deal or whatsoever. And then we got back in the car, and, we got back on track. And they just really thought that was the bravest fucking thing ever. I'm just like, no, fuck that. I want to get to the place so we can go fucking work. And this fucking raggedy map is inaccurate. So, that's all it is. It wasn't nothing big. But I thought that was fucking funny.
That is funny.
Are black people allowed in South Dakota? Yeah, I actually had a enjoy. Man, look. If I had a different opinion of some of my preferences, South Dakota would be the first place that I would go. And I'm just going to leave it at that. Y'all can feel whatever y'all feel about all these other big cities and all of that. There are some very interesting things happening in South Dakota. And that's all I'm going to say about that. Oh, no, not even BBWs. Well, there are Amazonian women in South Dakota. And I'm going to leave it at that. Like, I was surprised. I was like, what is going on here? What is happening? And why haven't I ever known about this? A lot of fucking what's the little birds? The little fucking quails. A lot of fucking quails and Amazons and quails all over South Dakota. Oh man. So yes,
That's cool.
it was a crazy thing. So what else is on your mind, Miss Ashley?
Just about what?
I mean, just about everything, anything going on related to the topic or going on in Ashley's world.
In my world, I don't know. I think I kind of want to get a dog.
Are you gonna keep the dog if you get the dog?
Yeah, I keep the dog.
But you like dogs. You're not a cat person, right?
No, I'm not a cat person at all.
Okay. All right. Okay. Yeah, because I remember you saying something about dogs and dog training or something like that. So okay. Well, what is this sudden urge of wanting to get a dog now? No, she'll never have Scotty.
I don't know. You said what?
Somebody said to give you Scotty. I said, you can never have Scotty.
Maybe I'll kidnap Scotty. Sounds like a challenge now.
I wouldn't advise it. I fucking hate Scotty, but I'll go to war over Scotty. he don't give a shit about me. He probably wouldn't even know what happened, but he just fucking ignore me. But I'll go to war for Scotty. Yeah, Scotty will leave. That's the thing though, right? If Scotty was just unsupervised for a moment and you had a fucking, you wouldn't even need a piece of ham. You just need like a half-eaten chicken nugget, and Scotty will fucking leave with you. You don't even need real food. All you need is a plastic bag that he thinks food is in, and he'll leave. He'll go follow you because he thinks he's gonna get some
Oh my
food out of it.
God.
He's the worst fucking dog ever. He's a smart dog, but the worst, greediest, fucking stingiest dog ever.
Yeah.
Okay. And what kind of dog do you plan on getting?
I was thinking of either like a standard poodle, because I really want one, but then I don't want the maintenance of, grooming it. So, I don't know. Maybe like something small or smaller, so they don't have to maintain its hair.
Yeah, the hair can get.
Hmm?
It can. It can get annoying.
Right. But I know they have poodles mixed with labs now that stay like a medium length, and they don't really shed, so that's kind of nice.
Are you talking about Labradoodles?
So, no, it's like a, what did I say? No, I meant like a poodle mixed with the oh gosh, they're like shorter. Now I can't remember the name. Oh my god. No. They have like longish hair. They're probably like, oh my god, what is it? Anyways, I'll have to figure it out. No, it's gonna kill me. What do you know? Like any dogs? What is it? Like now I need to know. Like it has like a shiny coat. Oh my gosh.
I have no idea.
Yeah, I'll have to look it up. Anyways, that's pretty much all I got. I'm gonna look it up and then I'll put it in the chat.
Okay. All right. Well, definitely now, because I'm now intrigued because I have no idea. I'm like, what kind of fucking dog is she talking about?
You don't know?
I have no idea.
Jeez.
Yeah, I'm completely lost. I have no idea. But when you figure it out, definitely let us know when you figure it out, so I can talk about your poor dog.
What? I think Shelley Long said it.
She's absolutely wrong. If
No,
Shelley,
I'm pretty sure that is.
no, if Shelley said it, it
What
is.
is that, a schnauzer?
It's incorrect.
And a poodle? I think it's a schnauzer and a poodle.
A schnoodle?
What she's talking about. No, she just said snickerdoodle.
A snickerdoodle.
That made me wonder.
A snickerdoodle. I thought it was like candy or something.
Yeah, but they have cute little names for them.
Scotty is a schnauzer and a poodle mix, so you gotta call him a schnoodle. Oh, that's how he was introduced to me, as a schnoodle.
Oh. Does he shed?
Occasionally. He's not too bad. I just shaved him down, so he was getting on my nerves. So I just hit him with the full shave.
Mm-hmm.
He looks like a dirty rat.
Well, that's crazy. Well, anyways, all right. Let me get because I lingered too damn much.
All right, Miss Ashley. Well, I appreciate your call and the dog conversation and about the generational gap. So thank you for calling in this evening.
Right. I just wish you'd show me your tits.
Terrible. Yeah, I forgot fucking Ashley came into this. So goddamn. Goodbye, Ashley.
Bye.
Fucking Ashley came into the sauce early with that fucking nonsense. What's the motherfucking deal, man? We got called into the den this evening.
What's good, Honcho? This prepaid.
Prepaid. What's the motherfucking deal, man? What's on your mind this evening, man?
Man, kind of want to chime in on the topic, bro. We got to bridge the gap, man. And the reason being is, dude, during the hurricane, you would think the world was coming to an end. My kids will flip that fucking switch every 30 seconds. There's no power, y'all. There's no power. There's no PlayStation. Let it go. Let it fucking go. So we have 2 lawnmowers in my house. We got a riding lawnmower and I have a push lawnmower. I'm part of the older generation. I don't fuck with the riding lawnmower. I do know how to use it, just not my thing. In my personal opinion, cutting grass is supposed to be therapeutic.
Yes.
You go out there, cut the grass, clear your head. That's how I do it, okay? I bought the riding lawnmower, caught a pretty good deal on it. My wife told me we needed one, so I got it. So the riding lawnmower, you put the key in, bitch crank straight up, okay? The push lawnmower, you know you got to pull the string or whatever.
Yeah. Bruh,
my son lost the keys to the lawnmower. Looked like World War III was outside. He stared. Now I'm watching through the window because I want to see the fuck he's doing. I got a video of this nigga. He is looking at the push lawnmower and he's looking at it. He's like trying to decide how he go about, like, you know, like what the fuck is it type thing.
Yeah.
Bruh. He coming out and said, "Daddy, we need keys to the push lawnmower because I have no idea how to start it." I said, "Yeah." I said, "Well, look here, son. Go look." I said, "Look by the front door and grab the keys. They on the keychain." My son grabbed the keychain with all them keys on there and looked at this lawnmower for 30 minutes trying to see which key was gonna put. Now, of course, on a push lawnmower, there is no part to put a fucking key.
Correct.
Oh my God, hilarious! I'm in the house in tears. I sent it to his uncles, everybody. This is the dumbest shit I've ever seen. I go outside. I say, "Son, why you ain't cut the grass? What's going on?" "Dad, I don't know where the key go, man. I have no idea where to put the key." I said, "You gotta keep looking, man. You gonna figure it out." About an hour of him sitting outside about to cry, I walk outside. I said, "Son, there ain't no key for that lawnmower. You got to crank it up." The string, the whole idea of the string, he has no idea what to do.
Yes.
No idea. Now, that right there shows you why the gap is such a huge gap when it comes to kids. Because now at the same time, my son know how to make Bluetooth run through everything in the fucking house. He can control everything in the house. I mean, I'd be like, "Bro, how are you doing this?" He control all the music throughout the whole house. But then you can't go out here and crank up a fucking lawnmower. Like it's a crazy dynamic. And a lot of y'all don't know this about me. Honcho knows it. I don't have social media of any form. I stay off of that shit because that shit will ruin your brain, literally.
Absolutely.
Social media is so bad that people who don't even have social media know what's going on social media. That's how bad it is.
That's true. That's fucking true.
You know what I'm saying? You know, people always tell me, "Oh, this is toxic, that's toxic." It's not so much that social media is toxic, it's what it does to people. It's the addiction to it. It's the way people have to, the first thing people do when they get up in the morning is checking their fucking phone. Go brush your fucking teeth. Go brush your teeth, man. Go wash your face. And I think a lot of times, man, with the newer generation, you got to make them pull back from social media. You got to make them. And a lot of times with the older people like us, you know what I'm saying, you got to make us go and do this digital shit. Yeah. I still collect CDs, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. I still collect CDs. Listen, I still collect them bitches. I love artwork. I love everything about a CD. I like opening it up. I like pulling the wrapper back. Most cars ain't come with CD players no more.
Correct. Sucks.
You know what I'm saying? So it's a part of the digital side of it. Like my son be like, "Daddy, grab the aux cord." I'd be like, "What the fuck is the aux cord? What that mean?" So he had to show me which one was the aux cord. Like that's a part of it, man. It's a balance. And you know, you was asking, are the kids smarter now? The kids are obviously smarter. That's not even a question. And if you are part of a generation, if you are, 30 and up and you got kids, don't even lie to yourself and say your kid's not smarter than you. You're lying to yourself. These kids are way smarter than us. It's not even close. It's not even close. They can literally hack into shit that you didn't even know they even knew about. If they can Google anything in this world. They're far smarter than us. So what you have to do is you have to show them things that bring them back down to earth. Like, my son got out of pocket. I'm like, nigga, you ain't even know how to crank up a lawnmower. Shit like that. Like, you have to, you have to bring them back down to earth, man. But it gotta be a balance. You know what I'm saying? It gotta be a balance. Shout out to Miss K Grace, man, for giving y'all, you know what I'm saying, that, what I've been trying to tell y'all about using their money instead of spending your own money. A lot of you older cats need to jump on that shit. A lot of you newer cats should be on it already. So, in my personal opinion, man, you gotta have that balance. You got any questions for me, Honcho?
No, I don't think I do.
Okay. And before I get off the phone, Misty, stop mentioning me in every situation. I don't know what you got going on with me. I don't have nothing to do with none of that. Have a good night, bro.
All right, prepaid, man. Appreciate the call, man. Mr. A, what's the deal? Oh, man. But yeah, that's what I'm saying about the social media stuff, man. It is. And that's why I say, look, all the notifications off the phone. If they, like I say, the messages, you got to have those because people like to text. Those are muted. Like I don't get any notifications. Like I said, when I decide to go and check my messages, then I'll go check them. But as far as emails, I don't get any notifications for them. Like I just have a lot of times that I'll go in and check, take 10, 15 minutes to go check whatever I need to and then kind of get back. That's the biggest thing I'm on. Like I've been telling y'all, like 2020, like I really want to up my productivity. Like that's, like I want to take this shit to Bezos, Bill Gates levels. So I'm telling you, it's really cutting out the unnecessary. Like I said, I don't, in the way that, especially the way these fucking, the only reason, like I say, I got cable now was for the, the internet, and then did you get a cheaper internet deal, and then watch the fucking Texans. But it's just like, I don't even know if I want to watch the fucking Texans anymore. You know what I'm saying? I don't think I want to even watch them. I mean, they're terrible until they get rid of Bill O'Brien. What's the motherfucking deal? Who we have calling into the den this evening?
Well, nobody else is calling, so I guess I have to call back again.
Okay, well, I love it. Well, how are you feeling, Miss Grace?
Yeah, what I wanted to say is not that I think kids are any dumber. It's just that even kids that cannot read are very technical. Mm-hmm. That's the only area where kids got us beat at. Mm-hmm. And it's wonderful. We need technology because that's the time that we're in. But even kids that absolutely cannot read, mm-hmm. they are technical. And if you give them a computer, a lot of looking up things, games and things like that, they kind of wasting their brains, to be honest with you, just doing technical things. And then there are some, that do more than that, but not a whole lot of them. The other thing is that I wanted to say was, Miss Sarah is the only one that listens to me. Yes, the other one. Yesterday, I looked at the chat when I talked about the money thing, because I don't think prepaid was on there yesterday. It was Sarah that said, I never thought of that. You know what I mean? Why would you just pay your bills and get nothing but just your bills paid when you can pay those same bills and get points and get free plane tickets and hotels and money and food for free at 0% interest? Why not? Sarah was the only one that commented and listened. The other thing is, Sarah listened to me. One time she had said to me, she said, Miss Grace, she said, I'm drinking more water now, and every time I drink water, I think of you. And I said, that's good, Sarah. I was so proud. I said, we are the water people from the water planet, and so I said, incorporate some lemon. I keep fresh lemon in the house all the time. It's a must. I get a bag of lemons, even if I put them in the freezer. And when you want to use one, you just take it out, set it out on the counter. In a couple of hours, it's like you just picked it. Because lemon juice out of the bottle, it'll make food look dirty. It's not as good for you. It doesn't taste as good. Fresh lemon brightens up everything. My son always says when you finish cooking, you bless everything with a little lemon juice. You just take it and just go right over it, squeeze it, and it's good for the body. Breaks down fat and flushes you out and cleans you out and things like that. The other thing is we didn't have drive-thrus. We walked. I can still walk. My daughter gets mad sometimes. We went on vacation with father one time. We walked over. We must have walked for like almost 2 hours to get to a restaurant. My daughter and granddaughter said, we are not walking back. They got a cab. They were sweating. Our backs were all wet. They got a taxi cab, and they always pull up, you want to ride? And I said, no, I'm going to finish walking. You mean, because I'll walk for 3 hours. Yeah, I'll just keep going. I love to walk. You mean, so people aren't getting as much exercise. When I was coming up, there was no such thing as gyms. You know, we started out with President Kennedy with that, the presidential exercise thing in the gym. I was cheating anyway. 1, 3, 20, 15, 55, 65, 75. That's what I was doing. I got my badge. And I couldn't climb that rope or anything. But that's when it all started. You know, and then afterwards they started coming up with gyms and things. We said to go up steps. You go up and down a step at home. You didn't have a step or do step aerobics. When it came out, I went to that. But we walked. You mean, and I tell people a good walk is better than a bad ride. You know, if I go to get the car fixed, I'll walk, 5 miles to come back home. And my kids are, how'd you get home, Mommy? I walked. You walked! You would have sworn I said I flew. I flapped my arms and flew. Yeah, because I won't. And when I walk, people often will come over to me. They'll pull over and say, would you like a ride? I'm not walking because I don't have a car, can't afford a car, can't afford Uber, can't afford. You mean I like to walk. Plus, I'm nosy. You know, I'm peeking in people's windows and looking in yards and all kinds. And I'll walk slowly. If I hear somebody arguing in the house, I walk slowly. You know, so I can hear what's going on. Yeah. Listen to all the benefits I just told you that I got. You're just from drinking water and just from walking and not having gyms and getting out of cars. You mean I won't even. I know that the other people at my age are doing. They get in those little handicap. They fill out the application to get the handicap plate. Yeah. And someone said you could get it too. Or you could just put it down, say this, that, and another. And then I printed it out on the internet. And then I said, I don't want to do that. You mean I don't want to start that because unless I absolutely really needed it. But I'm not going to start that. And nobody walks faster than me. I had a guy break up with me because I walked too fast.
Wow.
But that's what he said. There must have been other reasons. But I walk faster than I'm a speed walker. I walk faster than anybody. I'm the fastest walker. But I love it. So those are things, and just to tell the young people, because walk. There's little things you can do. People say, I can't lose weight, I can't do this here. You don't have to have a whole regiment and hire all these trainers and get all these big old special diets and things. Just be conscientious of what you put in your body, that you go through a cleanse. If I pig out one time, then afterwards I'm like, okay, it's time to go through a cleanse, and you're constantly doing that. Get your rest. Get your little exercise, get some little walks, get that in. And the little things like that would do the trick because it becomes a lifestyle, And, we got to stay healthy after that. Because once you don't have your health, I'm serious, you have nothing. I've seen it. But let me get my little old ass off this phone. These young people say, "Cat, you old bitch, go to sleep, get your rest."
No, I think everybody loves Miss Grace. I don't see too much beefing with Miss Grace. If so,
okay, thanks.
All right, well, thank you, Miss Grace. I appreciate the call.
Okay, bye-bye.
All right, good evening. She's right though. You definitely gotta. There would be certain times I would make things unnecessarily difficult just to get a little bit more effort out of it. Like sometimes it's a good thing. Sometimes I make shit unnecessarily difficult and fucking myself over. But yeah, I forgot I won't say I forgot the game was tonight, but no, it's looking ugly. So there's that. That's tough for the Clemsons. Until the ball knows the neighbor. Man, Shelly, shut your ass, Shelly. Y'all ain't even make the playoffs. I don't want to hear shit from y'all. But I wish our coach would be fired like y'all. Slick whips, what's the motherfucking deal? So like I said, man, it's just, I believe that, I think there's pluses on both sides. I think that, excuse me. I don't know, it might be something got me fucking allergic. I might have to throw Scotty away. I don't know what the fuck's going on. All right, there we go. Thank you, Miss Thing. Are you picking out a wedding dress? Okay, bet. You know, let me look. Let me know the location. But you know, my thing is that I think there's pluses and minuses. I think that you know the newer generation is more about, again, like I say, convenience, efficiency, getting things done the easiest way possible. I think the older generation was about hard work and the rewards that come from that. And I can't say that either one is wrong. You know, if you're trying to advance and you can get somebody to do the shit that you don't necessarily want to do, and you can still, you know, accomplish the things you want to, cool. Nothing wrong with that. I think the values are distorted in this generation. I think that, especially with so much social media usage, so much of the internet activity, like you see all. I mean, like I said, sometimes you can see too much, and I think that can be a problem. Um, yeah, it is what it is. So you know, and I think that can be a problem. Like I said, that's why I agree with prepaid on the social media. Like it's like I said, I took everything off, and actually I only put the gram back on to you know message a couple of people, and other than that, I'm trying not to be on it. But it's designed to get you. But as soon as I catch myself looking at something, bam, boom, take it off. Like I say, try to cut all the little notification things off. It's about just minimizing all the distractions, and I think this new age is set up by so many distractions. And damn, something was said earlier, and I'll jot it down. Oh yeah, about the kids not trying as hard. And here's the thing. I kind of agree with that, but at the same time, I think, like I say, it's the fault of the environment that they're in, because now you get so many little dopamine hits from doing the littlest bullshit, the little notification going off, the little like button, the little whatever it is, that to your mind it relates like, oh, something's being accomplished, and you know when you're not getting that now, it's causing issues for the children and all that. So I think that for us to see results when we were the older generations, for you to see results, you had to put in more work for things to get accomplished. Like you didn't get that instant gratification, so you kind of trained yourself to work harder to get results. Now, like I say, you put up a picture showing your ass, you got a bunch of fucking likes. You put up a picture of your dog, bunch of likes. You know, you put up something political, bunch of likes. You put up something racial, bunch of likes. It can be anything, and we get those new hits as opposed to, or you know, composed to the hard work. Now, if you didn't have that hard work already ingrained in you, then that new stuff, it means so much more to you because it's like accomplishments to you. But if you've been a person who's had to, you know, put in the effort, put in the work, you may get a little something from it, but it's not the same. It's not that addiction level that everybody else has to it. So I think that's where it is. I think that's kind of where we are now. You put up something to get a bunch of. That's the haters and motivators. What's up, Conflict Conservative? How you doing this evening? But like I say, to me, it's just it's again, like I say, that's just the difference. It's and people are willing to do some of the most craziness. And like I said, I don't know, because we've had a couple of references to online dating and things. I don't know, we might have us a we might talk about that. Kedrian Matthews, what's the motherfucking deal? Welcome to the den. You're the newest friend in the den. And so, like I said, you know, we might talk about. I think we talked about dating recently. I have to look at online dating or when we last talked about it. I know we've talked about it before. But sometimes it's good to bring back old topics from when it was the den with 4 people in here, and then compared to the den with, you know, we got 30 to 40. What's the motherfucking deal? We got called into the den this evening.
Honcho, this prepaid, man. One last thing I want to throw it out there, because I stand by the kids being smarter, but they don't use a fucking head. The other day it's raining. My kids coming up, Daddy, we need you to take us to school. I say, why? It's raining. We don't want to mess up our shoes. We don't want to walk to the bus stop. I said, okay. I said, I'm gonna show y'all a trick. Well, can you take us? We want to be on time. We want to, because you know they got the Christmas shoes. They want to show off their shoes, whatever, right? I walk in the kitchen. I said, y'all come in here. Go underneath the sink. gave them the Walmart bags, tied them on their feet, put them on game.
Yes, sir.
My son texted me at school. Daddy, man, nobody thought about this, man. I don't know how you thought about this. I said, man, this is obvious. What do you think the Walmart bags are there for, boy? Then he said, well, Daddy, man, I don't know, man. You might have to come pick us up because I don't have no more bags. So I put some more bags in y'all book bags. When you leave from school, you do the same thing. Put the bags over your shoes. You tie them up. You can walk in the mud. You can walk in the rain with no problem.
Absolutely. Wow.
I said, I told my daughter, I said, you can have the fucking Alexa Echo, whatever that shit is, talking to me all through the house and shit, asking questions, but you don't know how to put the bags over your shoes? It's crazy, man. It is flat out crazy that these kids don't know shit. One last thing before I get off the phone.
Yes, sir.
I got a bottle of Crown Reserve. Told my son, give me alcohol, make me a cocktail. He said, I can't find the alcohol, Daddy. I said, well, I know you ain't stole my liquor from me. He look all in the house, can't find the alcohol. I said, the alcohol's in the freezer. Can't find the freezer. Daddy, why would the alcohol be in the freezer? It's going to freeze. I said, son, alcohol don't freeze.
Mm-hmm.
Had no idea. I'm like, ethanol in that, boy. It don't freeze. Daddy, I had no idea the alcohol don't freeze. So, yeah, they smart. Mm-hmm. But they lazy, they brain, you know what I'm saying? If it put like this, like my grandpa used to always say, man, if it was a snake, it'd bitch in the ass. If it's not right in front of you, they don't see it. They do not see it. If it was a snake, it'd been a bitch in your ass.
That's the same shit my grandpa used to say. It was just two sayings: a snake and a bitch in the ass. And then with my other grandpa, was always a boy that'll get you go, because he gave me some Crown when I was about 5 years old. Because he used to drink it, and I was like, "Well, Grandpa, I want some of what you drinking, boy. You don't want none of this. This here right here. This will get you goat, boy." And I'm, Grandpa, I don't gotta go. What is it? I had no idea what it meant. Like I was really seriously trying to figure out what he meant by I don't have a goat. Like it was like it'll do you bad. So he fooled around and gave me some. I was done. Yeah, I was cool on that. After that, I ain't want no more of that action.
Bro, and the funny thing is, like, all the old sayings that they would tell us growing up, they don't know none of that shit. Mm. My son was like, Daddy, I need you to take me to the store. He needed something from the store, like, and it was something from the corner store. Mm. I said, man, Pat and Turner. He goes, what? I said, Pat and Turner, nigga. He said, what you mean? Nigga, pat your feet and turn that corner. I'm not taking you to no fucking store. Walk, nigga. Privileged ass. You can walk down the street, niggas, a half a mile. You be okay. I'll see you get back. Mm. So yeah, man, but these kids are funny, man. And for everybody who older, man, stay on your kids, bro. Teach them, cause yeah, they got Google, they got all that shit, but man, that cell phone die with no charger, they become motherfucking they can't do nothing for themselves. Lord have mercy. They don't know nobody phone them about heart. The shit, some of them don't even know where they live at. They don't know their address. They giving you directions off landmarks. Yeah, make a turn by the CVS. Man, what street is it? Just turn by the C. Do you know how many CVS is over here? What's the name of the street? Oh, I don't know, Daddy. What? If you don't know the address, we not going there. I'm not driving and making a right by the McDonald's and making a... No. Nigga, my daughter told me one time, make a right by the Red Box. Mm. I said, by the what? She said, the Red Box. I said, no, damn well, you ain't talking about no damn DVD thing. They got... What? Red Box? I said, girl, you better learn this street. I said, you want me to come back over here again, I promise you that much. Make a right where you see the Red Box. I said, the place where you turn the DVDs in? Oh no, we ain't doing that. You're gonna learn your fucking address. You're gonna learn where you at. I don't play that shit. My kids know how to use a compass also. Maps, all that shit. Yes. Then we ain't going camping. We might one day, you never know.
You never know when you're gonna need that.
Shit, you need to know. I'm like, bro, which way is it on 59? Oh, kids be, just go down, go that way. I'm like, is it south or north? Oh, I don't know which way is south or north. I said, Lord have mercy. This is rough. This is rough, man. So a lot of the stuff that we knew and stuff we know, like found, like we would talk growing up. You got to instill that into your kids, man. A lot of that stuff is still into your kids. My kids have to clean them my kids have to do like chores and shit, right? Mm-hmm. My son fucked around and mixed bleach with ammonia one time and almost killed him.
No, man.
He had no idea. I said, boy, you cannot do that. That shit will kill you. You flush that shit down. A lot of stuff, man, y'all gotta teach them kids because they don't know no better. You know what I'm saying? One day, I picked my kids up from school, bro. Funniest shit ever. It's a raccoon outside, like right by the mailbox. My daughter go inside to go feed the raccoon some bread. I said, baby, come here. I said, do you know what rabies are? She said, no, Dad, I don't know what rabies are. I said, if you see a nocturnal animal out in the daytime, he probably has rabies. I said, that thing gonna bite you and we'll take you to the hospital. You can fuck around and lose your arm or your leg messing with that damn raccoon. They don't know about stuff like that. They have no idea. So, man, please raise your kids. Don't let Google and Amazon raise your kids. And how your kids are doing some fuck shit. Raise your kids, man. That's it for me, y'all. Have a great night.
Already prepaid. Appreciate the call, man. Man, look, I found that out the hard way young too, man. Where's this shit smoking? What's going on right now? So yeah, don't always leave them to their own devices. Man, I seen a post the other day because I ain't gonna lie to you, I'm a possum hater. Like other animals, I don't care too much. I'm a possum hater, right? And I saw a post the other day where they were talking about now in the cold weather. If you see the possums in your garage and stuff, don't attack them or let them out because they're just looking for a warm place for something. I was like, I don't know about that. You know, I'm cool with all the other wildlife and stuff. It's just something about possums that bother me. You know what I'm saying? They have something about them. What? Armadillos? Ain't an armadillo? Ain't the armadillo like the state animal in Texas? You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that. Shout out to John, man, for being on point. Appreciate you saying that. I'm gonna put up the old Honcho randomness. All right, this is the one that Trill sent in earlier, and I absolutely agree with this wholeheartedly. You know, and so let me make sure it's visible here. Well, let's kind of put it up like this. So if you can't read it, when it said, when father got traded for welfare, don't get upset with me, just the messenger. And this is what happened. You know, how kids dressed back then to how they dress now. So, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it used to be they changed it. Niggas like I say, man, look, armadillos. What did they call them? Ho? They call them something with a tank. A tank. It wasn't a possum with a tank or something. They called the they call the armadillo. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I agree with this wholeheartedly, man. Like I say, the game has definitely changed. But the messed up part about it now, and I'm not gonna say all of them. We know the majority of dudes who are part of their kids' life, especially when you're trying to establish family structure, they not going for this. But you got a lot of little niggas now that are encourage their sons to be like this. And so again, that's why I say there has to be, you know, levels to it. And I think, you know, everybody's blaming. You know, some people, we've had some discussions about things, and they said that, oh well, you know, it's the men, they gotta be, you know, they gotta be better men. It was on that Bryce Gowdy video. It was a long event. It was one that had about 45, 50 replies to it. They were really going back and forth. And some was saying, well, it's the dad's fault. This, that, and the third. Some of these men are out here trying to be good and trying to do stuff, and again, you know, sometimes of course they're going to show favor to the women, and then, you know, there can be other issues. And I'm not saying that's in every case, but at the same time too, what a discussion that was going on in there was like, well, if he was a deadbeat, or what you have with a lot of women is that, you know, that these are deadbeat dudes out here, and you still letting them get at you, and you letting them do every this, that, and the third raw, and then you have these kids, and you think they're just going to change all of a sudden. So if you don't give the deadbeat dudes or the trash dudes access, you don't have the kids, you don't have these situations. We talked about in here, like a lot of the guys that are good dudes, that are really trying to, you know, establish the family unit or do things like that, that's not who the majority of women want. The majority of women want, you know, something else. And so, like I said, it's all very unfortunate, but then this is what you start to get now, and this is absolutely ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? So, and let me pull up the other one. Let me see. Do I have it in the dilly dally? Terrible stuff going on here. I gotta get out the email real quick. We're gonna get ready to wind down here shortly. Hey. That was funny. We definitely need to start talking about it because I said I wanted to talk about some of the stuff that was going down in New York. We might got to find that we'll talk about that at some point this week. I told you we were going to talk what we did. We talked about the ladies last week, so we're going to talk about men this week. You know, it's got to be fair. And oh, this is the one. Okay. So like I said, everybody gets nobody's innocent. Everybody gets the smoke, if you will. Take this off here. Like I said, we're gonna get ready to wind it down here in just a second. You want the thug with the pants baggy? That's what I'm saying. Now the new thugs don't even wear baggy pants anymore. Now they. Oh, that's definitely the whole thing. Now it's all. Son of a gun. I gotta turn it the other way. Oh, okay, that's why. Let me see what I got going on here. Can't turn it. Let's see if it rotates. Oh, right here. Let's see if it shows up here, like so. Let's do it like this. Okay, that should be a bit better. Right here. All right, there we go. I meant to share this the other day. We were talking about old Donnie T. You know what I'm saying? So you know what I'm saying? No, DeMarcus, shut your ass. But we don't know what Honcho you're talking about. Yeah, but you know, again, that's not something people want to see. This is not what y'all want to hear. They don't definitely want to see that. And again, you got to take it as it is. Like I say, I don't necessarily feel like I try to be. I don't know if I'm a centrist. I don't know, but it is what it is. I'm not a super Trump supporter. I'm not a super Trump hater. I'm just looking at things for what they are. But you know, it is what it is. I'm telling y'all, man, that man is gonna slide through in 2020 with a landslide. Who's winning right now? Isn't it like Buttigieg? Oh, Buttigieg is the leader for the Democrats right now. Is he like the front runner? Oh, Bloomberg. Wow. And he came up out of nowhere. He just bought it. So Bloomberg ain't even did he even get in any of the debates? He just jumped in and said he was in, right? So, Corey T-Bone must have told him to get out the say, dog, you ain't even finna win it, Corey. Let's go drink some Kool-Aid, dog. You know, you ain't even finna win it, dog. But he said that in Spanish. But that being said, man, like I said, we finna get ready to slide, babe. It's about that time. I appreciate all of y'all, man, for coming through. And like I say, having and having a Okay, let me see which one it is. And having a great conversation. So we'll be at it tomorrow. We'll be making it shake. We'll be having a good conversation. Like I said, tomorrow. I'm not sure what the topic will be exactly, but I thank each and every one of you for coming through. Prepaid, I'll shout out to you in a minute. And then everybody else, like I said, who reached out yesterday, man, like I said, I just appreciate each and every one of y'all, man. I thank y'all for being a part of this thing. I thank y'all for all the support. And with that being said, chug it up a deuce. Make sure y'all follow Ed Honcho HTX on Instagram, Twitter, then show live on Facebook. Go like the Facebook page. Go join the Facebook group. With that being said, y'all be cool like y'all be cool. Y'all ain't got to go home, but I'm about to get the fuck up out of here. Good night. Marky is a hater.